So, just wanted to come talk to you guys about life and the situations. I usually don't get on camera and express myself or divulge my thinking process because my mind is always feeling that maybe I'm saying too much or maybe I'm not saying enough. But I wanted to come to you tonight and share some information with you that's been on my mind and on my heart for a while now. So my journey into manhood has been a difficult one. Just as I imagine it has been for hundreds and thousands of young men in America. Pretty soon I will be 50 years old, and I unfortunately made a childish young man's mistake 30 years ago, 20 years ago, where it cost me 15 years of my life. And being young, dumb, and illiterate, and feeling like the world owed me something, I made some mistakes. And when you don't have anybody in your corner or on your side, a male figure, or female figure, or somebody that was positive that could calm you down, slow you down. Well, I had my grandma, but we don't listen to our grandparents. Rather do we listen to our parents. We end up making mistakes. And that mistake cost me 15 years of my life. 1 year in the county jail, 14 years in the state penitentiary in Arizona. So while I was there from 20 years old to 36, I had no other choice but to grow up, man up, and realize all the people I hurt, all the mistakes I've made, and how illiterate and dumb I was. So in there, I chose to educate myself. I chose to get my 8th grade diploma, got it. Then I chose to get my GED, got it. That should tell you a lot about me. Because in prison, you can lay on your ass and not do nothing. And get dumber and dumber and dumber. And figure out a way or a scheme or some kind of way to get over again when you get out. That's a choice. From me committing the crime of attempted murder in the 1st degree to me going into prison and choosing either to get dumber or to get better. Choices. When you become an adult of somewhat sound intelligence, you have a choice. And those benchmarks or choices that you make along the route of your womanhood and of your manhood, they defined your life. And I'm the first one to admit that I made a lot of mistakes. But I learned from those mistakes, and I learned not to repeat those mistakes. So when it came to me again, I'm not going that route, I'm going this route. Again, a choice. So the whole point of this little personal interview from me is basically just to get things off my chest, because soon I will be 50 years old. Yes. And I still can do this. See the pecs pop? Anyway, I have come a long way in my journey of life. I've made so many positive power moves. I got out of prison in 2006. Went to community college. Took some classes. Got acclimated into society. Being around all these free and wonderful and beautiful people. Then I got a job. Then I paid off my parole fees. Then I got off parole. And then I went back to the parole or clemency hearing to get released early. And then I filed for my absolute discharge. Got it on the wall. The parole board granted me an absolute discharge. Then I got a better job working for the city that I live in. Now, isn't that odd? The city that I committed a crime in 20 years earlier, I get out, change my life, educate myself, stay positive, apply for a city job, be honest with them about my crime and my time, my education level, and they hire me. Shout out to Ames Construction, Hank, Gross Close, Mr. Kennedy, all you guys on Ames Construction Company. I can't think of some names right now, I'm sorry. Tanner's father, good guy, I can't think of his. I had shot at tequila before I started this interview, so that's why, forgive me. But Ames Construction, through Hank Chaddock and Dan Kennedy, and a lot of other beautiful people in that company, gave me a chance to work for them. I didn't know shit. I was just a regular laborer, and all the people in that company, from the high ups to the low up, they worked with me and was patient with me and gave me opportunity. First job I ever had was Conair Corporation, warehouse, shipping and receiving. Jeremy Beard, Michelle Beard, Doug Kennedy, I believe, all the staff there, everybody treated me really good, even though I was walking around with a home arrest monitor on my waist and on my ankle. So these companies, I give them a shout out because they gave me an opportunity. Because it's really difficult when you get out of prison. You're thinking that you have this big old sign on you that says, I'm out of prison, don't hire me, I'm gonna do something bad to you. And it's not true. It's all in your head. So these companies that I shout out to, and I thank you for giving me opportunity to get back into the society and the work field and get acclimated around other people, good people. Because in prison, remember, there's one thing you gotta remember, in prison, one thing in prison, you are around dirty, rotten pieces of shit 24 hours a day. And you know who they are. Every race, you know who they are. Everybody's trying to get over on everybody. Everybody's trying to live and survive. But in prison, you know every day who you're dealing with and who's who. In the free world, you have no clue. You think that you're going to surround yourself and be around positive people who are going to help you and see your ambition, see your drive and your innocence, and you're willing to please people and go the extra mile to show them the stigma of black people being lazy liars is not true. You think that once they see that you are a pure soul, really fresh out of an institution where you can grow and become a better person, instead of being around all the negative and derogatory and pieces of shit ass people in there. Now, I'm not saying everybody's a piece of shit. I'm just saying like 90%, 85%, okay? They're always trying to figure out the next scheme or the next way to get over on somebody or something, or a female or a family member or the institution, some kind of way. So remember, I was there 15 years. I know. So there's nothing you can tell me. I know. I've seen it firsthand. Long story short. So you think that when you're out here in the free world that you're going to be around good people. But it's just the opposite. The pit of ugliness is so deep, and there's a multitude of hundreds of thousands of people that you may or may not come in contact with on different type of forums, different type of situations, different type of jobs, different types of situations everywhere. You don't know who's who anymore. You can't tell. But in prison, you know who's who and what's what. So when I get out, I'm excited. I'm living with my brother and his girlfriend at the time. They gave me a house, a room. They let me parole there. I washed their dishes. I mopped their floors. They gave me a room. I'd go see my mother in the rest home that she was living in. I got my little food stamps. Then I got my school money. Gave them half of that. Because remember, I come from making 25 cents an hour, which is a lot of money in there. Well, I take that back. 40 cents an hour is top pay, from what I remember. So I started in the kitchen, in the prison kitchen, being a porter for 10 cents an hour. Then I went from that raking rocks to a visitation porter, 40 cents an hour. $40 every 2 weeks. A lot of money in prison. A lot of money in prison. I repeat, $40 is like $100 out here in there. So when I get out and I'm able to get a job, the money that I'm making is a lot to me. And I'm a real simple, humble man. I don't need much. I don't want fancy cars and jewelry and clothes and shoes and the latest this, the latest that. I don't care about that stuff. I'm a simple, humble, hungry, hardworking man. That's it. Now, of course, who doesn't want pussy? Every man wants pussy. And every woman wants some dick every now and then. So for a minute, I was a pussy hound. Being without it for so long, 4 or 5 different girls a week. Especially when they find out you just got out. They all want that penitentiary hard dick. You hear me? They all want that penitentiary hard dick. Believe that. I'm keeping it 100 with you. I'm not, there's no chaser here. Speaking of chaser, hold on one second. Let me get another drink. Excuse me for a second. This should do it. I'm not going to do too much. You guys see what your boy drinking. You see what your boy drinking. You see what your boy drinking. Got a little chaser. You know they call this truth serum, right? Salud. Salud. Hell yeah. Anyway, I don't drink often. Thank you for tuning in and listening to my my personal, I call it a Paper Dreams Personal.